So what I'm going to Hello, so I've just picked up the Stilo Trophy practice headset and the Stilo Trophy intercom kit. The reason for this being we're going for a full rally build, so I want to have that authenticity, and also I'm loving my new Cobra exhaust, but on the motorway, because it is the 1.25 and I only have 5 gears and not the 6th, it does drone a little. So for long road trips, like we're going to Peak District, Wales and Scotland, I want to be able to talk on that, so that's why I've got these. The first half will be a product review, and then the second half we'll do the installation in the Fiesta. It doesn't have a roll cage, so we will be installing it slightly differently, but that may be applicable for you and your build. So let's take them out of the box. As you can see, I have already unpacked these because the excitement was too much. So this is what you'll get: the trophy headset. Got very nice Stilo branding on the sides. We've got the microphone on the front. And then we've got the cable with a very solid connector, which is very nice. Which the branding is very nice, and what you need to look at here is the important bit. It's got the Stilo name on the microphone, and you need to have that facing towards you, otherwise it won't work. As you can see already, this is used by someone, and it can collect a bit of makeup on it. But they are absolutely awesome, and I'll show you what they look like on, and the sort of noise cancelling that you do get with them. They aren't actually noise cancelling, they are defenders, but it will reduce the noise that you hear inside the cabin. So the intercom. Once again, I have already opened this box and taken off the cabling, which was packaged very nicely. So here you can see the Trophy 2. We have the driver and we have the co-driver. You can see in the top it is grooved, ready for a roll cage, so it can go straight in on any Jubilee clips or cable tie it down. It's the 9-volt battery version. You can get an adapter to make it 12 volt for the car. So I've just got a Duracell Plus battery in there, as you can see here. Personally, I think it's probably better to go for the battery, unless you are really keen for it. I personally think it's probably better to go for the battery because it's quite easy to change, unless it is a full rally build or you require that for it to be hardwired in. I'd suggest this is probably the best option because it's just quite easy to change, and sort of messing around with wires will be quite awkward. So I'll show you what it looks like on. So here it is on. It's very comfortable and it sits very nicely. It does have that sort of sound deadening, so you can't hear a lot going on around you, but when you do have them connected, the quality is very clear and you can hear your co-driver very well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the headset on for the rest of the video, just to give you an idea of what it's like to have it on for a long amount of time and see the levels of comfort, especially with glasses. Sometimes it can change it a bit, so we'll see about that. Something else I've also brought is these S-clips. This is to hang the headsets from the wing mirror. You can get OMP and other brand helmet hooks, but that is for use in a roll cage. So maybe if you had a Land Rover or something, that could be good. But for me, these are going to be perfect. In true William Roberts style, they are going to be resprayed yellow. And speaking of, we're going to attach the amplifier with yellow cable ties up here into the headliner. So possibly going to have to drill 2 holes. We'll see how it goes. So just to give you an idea of what it's going to look like, I'm going to have the amplifier is going to be about here. And then going to run the cable along the side and around here. And then going to loop it back behind the driver's seat at the back anchor over there, because I don't really want it going over the door. As of course it will get in the way when going backwards and forwards. So it's going to be up here, and we're going to do that. Possibly in the future I may cut this in, or I may get a black roof liner to change it, but this is how it's going to be for the moment. Okay, so I've got the light out, which just means it gives me a bit of space and means I can see inside and have a feel, make sure I'm not going to be drilling into any cables. Now I just have to decide where I'm going to mount it. I'm thinking possibly here, but I sort of want it a bit flatter, so maybe further up. Or what I may do is I may actually cut into the headliner and mount it right up on the top here, because I think that could be cooler, but then you do lose a bit of the insulation. So we'll see what happens. So here comes the scary part. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to measure up and mark, ready for drilling. So I've got my drill. I've actually gone for a wood bit on this because I think it'll probably be better to pierce through the lining. I've got the depth measured on it, and I'm just going to be feeling behind to make sure that it is all clear when I'm going through. So we can do it again and put it like that. Just going to start to pull in one side, check the other. Both of those. I don't want to do them too tight because the headliner's not the strongest. Essentially, that's where I want it to be. Just to give you a look from the driver's perspective, this is what it looks like in, which I think is pretty good. So now, of course, I'm going to put this back on just for a bit of cable management. Let's have the cables going to go along here, around past the hook, which is only temporary. I'll only have that up when I've got the headphones in, and then all the way back over there. So it is now fully in and operational. As you can see behind me, the cable now runs along here and all the way towards the back, and then loops back round and then comes to me. The reason why I've done this is because I don't want it being over my shoulder or getting in the way when you're getting in and out, and it just keeps it back so it's out of the way. So there you go, that's the final install. Now I've got to do is cut some of the cable ties, just tidy it all up a bit. But yeah, really happy with them, and I think they're going to be fantastic for road trips. And yeah, gives an awesome look to the car and definitely makes it unique. Okay, so I've done some research online about using these whilst driving, and in the UK there's no law against this, whereas in other countries like France there is. You can be done for dangerous driving if they do inhibit or change your driving. Don't forget, we now have our podcast live, so make sure you go check that out on Spotify and also on YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our website to see what great things we have in stock. And everything that I've purchased in this video will be in the bio, so you'll be able to check it out.